Hello, good morning, everybody. It's Monday again, and I'm here with you. Good morning, Skadges. Glad to see you in. Love it when you're the first in saying good morning to everybody. Oh, I've just had my hair cut, so it's a bit of a rush this morning. I got everything set up, and then literally the hairdresser's just gone, and I've come up, so I haven't done anything with it. It's just like this, but it's been cut, so it feels nice. So no curls today. Good morning, Sylv. Thanks, Skadges. Good morning, Abby. Skaddius. Skaddius. Is that how I'd say it? I don't know. I keep saying Skaddius, but that's not how it is it? Skaddius. Yes, that is how I say it. Oh, good. How is everybody? Have you had a lovely weekend? I've had the most gorgeous weekend. Really full and busy. It's been nice. Good morning, Leslie. Good morning, Marjorie. Lovely to have you in this morning. Yeah, so our subject today is looking back gives you the confidence to look forward, and I'll tell you how that came about in a minute, but we'll just get everybody in and welcome everybody. Good morning, Francis. Weekend was fab, Abby. Oh, what did you get up to? Yeah, what did you get up to? Unfortunately, I can't find a way of sharing my screen because I did that before, if you remember, and it just went black and I was talking away and nobody could see what I was doing. So I'm not going to try it again. Nice necklace as usual. Oh, thank you. Yeah, big and chunky. I got earrings in today as well. I thought I just had a little look at my little earring pile and I thought, oh yeah, I just put some of those in today. I thought I'd have to put my hair up, you see, because I thought, oh, it's going to be terrible, but it's actually okay. What stones are they? Okay, so these are a dyed howlite. And then these are coral, the red ones. So the turquoise is a dyed howlite, just rough tumbles. I love these. And then the red ones are a coral sort of saucer bead. And then this here I bought in, where was I? I was with Tom, it's years ago, Poland. I was in Poland and I found this little bead shop in Poland and they had all of these lovely beads, and this is like it's like a clay, almost like a resin, and it's little bits of wire set into it and then gemstones pushed in. And funny we should talk about this actually, because I was thinking, I wonder if we could replicate something like this with milliput and bezels. So I might have a go, see what I come up with, because it's interesting and it's such a nice piece, and of course you can push anything into it. I'll see if I can you see, it's just, you know, components pushed into a clay, the little wire shapes, a bezel all the way around. But yeah, I think we could do something similar, so I might have a go at that. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Nicola. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Linda. Did I say that? Good morning, Linda. Abby, seen Faye yet? I saw Friends I haven't seen for a while. Fab necklace. I haven't seen Faye yet. It's just getting the time, because it's like it takes me about 3 hours there and back, so I just haven't had the spare 3 hours. We've booked a FaceTime coffee chat today, because we can do that and I don't have to do all the driving. But yeah, no, I haven't had a chance. Been a very busy few weeks. But definitely I will be going next week, because I have to go and pick up my dress from Gloucester anyway, and so I try and put everything in one so I'm not backwards and forwards. Yeah, good morning, Tony. You like that, Abby? Yeah, I thought you might. Hi all from Southwest France. Oh, you're making us jealous. My nephew came, my oldest nephew, Narayan, and his wife, Emily, and the baby, Isaac, my great nephew, came to visit on Saturday, and they're off to Fuerteventura on Friday next week. So jealous of these lovely holidays. And here we are in cold, wet England. And me, I'm surrounded by boxes and work coming out of my ears. So yeah, I would love a little escape, but no rest for the wicked. That's definitely not going to happen for the foreseeable future. Oh, I will be going there soon, Abby. So I will get it then. I don't want Faye to have to go out and about posting things. She's not been in the best of health recently. Good morning, Mary Morris. Good morning, Tony Davis. Nice to see you in. Oh, there's lots of you here this morning. And just in case my mum's watching, hello, mum. That's Sherry. She hasn't got a YouTube account, but she just watches. So, so she can't comment, she said, because she hasn't got an account. So, and I haven't convinced her to set one up yet. But hello, mum, if you're there. I'll be coming to see you too, hopefully, and I'm in Gloucester. All right, then. So before we get nattering about our subject this week, I will tell you about that too, Abby. I've got the mini mystery make here. So I've got a box here, 10 things in, quick flash, 10 things. So boxes 1 to 10. If you want to give me your votes, then I will start taking a tally, and the box with the most votes will be the one that I demonstrate. So a 5 for Abby, a 4 for Skaddius. Yeah, so Tammy. Tony, you would like a number 5 as well. And Marjorie, you're a number 8. Yeah, so we've got some mystery makes in here. A few good ones. I've prepped a few just in case you chose some and thought, oh, I won't have to go rummaging around in the workroom. Francis, you'd like a number 4. And Mary would like a number 1 this week. Nicola Kim, it is cold and misty this morning, but will be sunny this afternoon. I've lived here for over 20 years. Oh, lovely. I've never been to southwest of France. But hang on, where have I been? I went to, I'm trying to think on the map where it is. I went to somewhere called Strasbourg, which is borders Germany. So I'm not sure which part of France that is or what you'd call it, but it's lovely. Nicola, you would like a number 5. Oh, 5's in the lead today. Abby, you might get lucky with number 5. What's in 5? Oh, it's a good one. They're all good ones. Okay, so keep your votes coming in for your boxes. I'll remind you again in a little bit. Let me tell you a few things that are coming up. So yeah, so this weekend I had the visit on Saturday from my lovely niece and my lovely nephew and his wife Emily. Oh, Sylv, you want a 5? And Gail, you want a 5? Oh, Linda wants a 5 as well. Oh, we might have a clear winner here. So yeah, so I had a lovely visit from those guys, and Isaac is just a little, he's just such a yummy, scrummy, chubby, chunky baby. You know, he's got these great big legs, and he had a giggle. I was tickling him. He's very ticklish. We had all the musical instruments out, and he was trying to play them. It was lovely. So we had that lovely morning on Saturday, and then obviously the Six Nations started this week, rugby. So that was the agenda in the house on Saturday afternoon, was watching all the rugby. Not a great result for England, right? But hey, you know, it wasn't too bad either. I'm welcome there anytime. Oh, thanks, Nicola. Well, I shall be looking for some nice getaways, so I might take you up on that. Morning, managed to plug the live on my WOF entry that was shown yesterday. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Oh, wow. I wonder what they said. Who was presenting? Oh, thank you. That's nice. Yeah, plug me anywhere you can. That'd be great. Lisa Goofy Pink. That's a great name. What did you enter? Was it the wire surrounding the beads that graduated? Because that was last week's demo, wasn't it? I'm going to have to keep track of all the demos because I forget what we did. And then I'm filling up my boxes thinking, did we do that one? Yeah, plug away wherever you can. So yeah, and then yesterday Chris and I went to Birmingham NEC to the Spring Fair, and it was brilliant, actually, much better than I remember it being. So I'm really sorry, I'm very dry and tickly this morning. So they have, basically it's a fair for retailers, and yeah, retailers really. So it's finding suppliers, wholesale suppliers for various bits and bobs, whatever retail section you're in. So I've always been and just gone to the jewellery and watch part, walked through other halls and thought, oh, they look great. So we went yesterday, and the jewellery and watch part's always been very small. Now Chris is embarking on his own business as a garden designer and project manager. So that's what he does now, but he's going to be doing that freelance as of April. So I said to him, why don't you come along, because you might find some suppliers for garden hardware and your hard landscaping stuff. So we went along together, and I went to the Jewellery Watch, which this year is absolutely enormous. And you honestly, the amount of pearls that I saw. Oh, really sorry. Very tickly. I have been fighting off a cold. I've been using the Barocca every day to try and keep the cold at bay, but I think I've got a bit of a tickle in my throat today. So I generally go, not necessarily because I'm looking for suppliers, although I am trying to find suppliers of things like findings and chain, because that's always something that I struggle with, finding the right chain for the right, for the pendants and accessories I make. So trying to find a good chain supplier. So that was part of my agenda, and I found a couple. Once I've experimented with them a little bit, I will share what I found with you. And number 5 for Lisa. So yeah, so I found that, but also just looking at all the gemstones and the trends. So the other reason I've been in the past is to look at upcoming trends, because obviously when you go to wholesale fairs, you're looking at what's going to be in the shops the following year or the following season. So you're looking ahead at new trends. And so I was trying to get a feel for what's in, what's coming in. And I think the general theme I found in ready-made jewelry for, shops and retailers is colour. So lots of colours together. So rainbow, mixing bright colours all together, or even pastels, but like multi-gem rings and earrings of fine jewelry is all like multi-gem. So, like a rainbow then of colour. So at one point it was ombres, wasn't it? And now it's just dual colours all next to each other. So it was interesting. I will share my results. I've compiled a bit of a video, but I got into trouble. So I got into trouble because I didn't realise. Did Leslie, if I put, yeah, I did put yours. I didn't realise that you weren't allowed to film or take photographs. So there's me with my camera. There's the thing I was going to take videos and film little clips for you to share with you what I found and what was interesting. And I'm there with my camera. I'm taking loads of pictures, little videos, and I've been doing this for an hour or so. Blatantly and obviously, because I didn't know. And then suddenly I saw this lovely display, and I thought, oh, this is nice. And it was a nice example of displaying work. So I got my camera and I started to film across, saying this is lovely displays, a nice way to show off your designs and keep them safe as well. And this little lady came over, oh, no, you can't film. And then I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I said, I'm just sort of gonna sort of promote your lovely display. And she said, no photography. And then she pointed to a sign, and there are signs everywhere saying no photography. I'm like, oh no, I've been filming the whole morning. And so she actually made me open my gallery and watch me delete, and then made me go to my recycle bin and delete them out of the recycle bin as well. She was really strict. So I was like, okay, all right. So the thing is, I deleted all these pictures, and then I deleted the photo I took of our car park. So we were trying to get the bus back to the car park. I was thinking, I can't remember which car park we were in. So anyway, luckily my inkling was correct and we got to the right place. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to really carefully edit the photos so there's no branding, and edit the videos so there's no branding or give anything away, because otherwise I might be in trouble. So I couldn't post the video straight out yesterday. It's gonna take a little bit of work. So yeah, so I got into a little bit of trouble. But anyway, it really was a great show. And then we went off into the garden home part of the exhibition, and Chris found loads of suppliers for beautiful furniture and planters and you know, features, arches, gazebos, pretty much anything you can imagine for sort of the hard landscaping in a garden. He found suppliers for. So yeah, lots of very exciting things. We also found suppliers for something else that we're doing, but I'll tell you all about that next Monday. You love colours all mixed up together. Yeah, Tony, well, it's, you know, it's really colourful. The palettes are really colourful, and the combinations within the jewellery is really colourful. There's also a big trend for like, I'm going to say naive art. So like almost cartoon like elements. So pictures of cactus, pictures of birds, but quite childlike. So I'm thinking like the medium was mainly enamel or perspex or things like that, but very naive shapes and figures and characters within. So quite fun jewelry. So there was quite a bit of that too. I did see amazing pearls, and a lot of them. So yeah, lots and lots of gorgeous pearls. But they were very expensive, I've got to say. Even at wholesale, they were really quite expensive, and the quality wasn't quite what I'm used to. So I don't think I'll be changing my pearl supplier. But yeah, really, really great. Good morning, Isabel. You'd have been in heaven with the pearls. Yeah, there were some lovely pearls, Abby. Isabel, you're going for number 5. Number 5 is really in the lead today. It's gonna be hard to beat number 5. That's good because I love colours. Nicole, I run a small jewelry business, so would not need to bring wire and tools. I would be happy to put you up. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Is that lovely? Thanks very much. Oh my God, how awful. I know, I felt terrible. Oh, you're all right, Claire. We'll let you off. You can be late. That's fine. Yeah. So anyway, I do have some wonderful things to share with you, but I will have to make sure I'm editing them to respect the suppliers. And I should imagine what happens is they don't want general Joe public knowing what their markup is or what the wholesale value of a product is, because I suppose if John Lewis goes and picks up a supplier of pieces of jewelry that cost only £2 each to buy, they don't want, John Lewis do not want you to know how much they bought it for, because they're probably going to sell it for 50 quid. So I think it's probably that sort of, you know, that sort of thing. So this is going to be annoying, isn't it? And you're going to have to pop out and get some cough sweets, I think. You'd enjoy it, Isabel. And the nice thing is you can't really spend any money either. Well, you can, but you know, if you're just going as like minimum purchase at most of the stores are like £500 or £300, £200. So so when I was going around, I didn't know this. I was walking around and Chris said to me, Gem, isn't that who you work with? So I was like, well, who, where? So I looked across and there was Marie. So Marie Chalmers was there. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you had a store. And she said, well, she is working with Alex, Mineral Man. And this was Alex's stall. So he was selling, obviously, wholesale to retailers. But to be honest, I think his wholesale prices are, generally what he sells online overheads are low to you guys through Marie. So pretty much the same prices, but minimum order. So I didn't realize. So I'm going around like, oh, these are nice. So I picked up like 10 of these little moon things and took them. Marie says, you can't have those. And I was like, okay, why? She said, well, one, minimum order is like £300, and two, I sell those. I was like, right, okay then, okay. These are in the workshop, she said. You can't have them. I was like, all right then. Can I just put my name down to work with those then, please? So they will be coming, and my inspiration wasn't lost. It will come, but it will be through Marie. so yeah, that was nice. And of course, Chris had never met Marie, so that was lovely. They met as well. She said, "Is this the husband?" I said, "Yes, it is." Isabel, yeah, you'd love it. That's even better. Yeah, that you can't really spend some money. Although, having said that, I have decided that next year I'm going to get a few girls together and go for the clothes, because I didn't go down that rabbit hole yesterday, because I felt sorry for Chris, really dragging him around jewellery, and then clothes would have been too much. So, but they had a massive clothing and footwear section, and I thought, well, there's definitely a few suppliers that I could spend that £500 with and have a whole new wardrobe. So I might do a little bit of saving ready for next year, and then take somebody who likes similar clothes to me and like do that might work. In France they are doing multicolours but smaller jewellery, but layering and mixing metals. Yeah, lots of little elements all put together. So the multicoloured jewellery I saw was more fine jewelry rather than like casual chunky. It wasn't chunky, it was quite fine. But yeah, so, and very sparkly gems. The other thing I saw a lot of were massive gems, and I mean huge. I think they were probably glass. They were almost definitely glass, because a gemstone that big would cost a fortune. But they were massive gems, coloured gems, in bezels that were sort of this thick, like huge bezels. I can probably show you a picture of that. They were so big, and at first I thought, my gosh, that's far too big. But then even I thought that. But then I thought, surrounded, like if they were just suspended on a chain, because they're actually on bales. And I thought on a chain that would just, can't see that working. But if it was surrounded by other things, I could see it working for me anyway. Let's see if I can find a picture of that. There must be one somewhere. So many pictures I shouldn't have. Yeah, here's one. So you see, it's gonna get that, and you see the size of that gemstone. It's massive. You can't see the depth of it. Let's see if I can. Oh yeah, so this is a smaller one, but you can see the depth of the bezel. You see how big that is? They're really big. That's one of the smaller ones, believe it or not. That's it in my hand, so you can see it's huge. But they were fantastic. And I could really see them working. They had them in every colour you can imagine. And Abby, the jewellery I saw for you, I took some photos because I knew you'd love it. For you, and Faye and Si, they would love it too. But yeah, dragons and snakes and octopuses and bats and like more gothic style jewellery. It was amazing. Everything sold on weight as well. So yeah. So on average, the cost per gram of silver or base metal was £1.40 roughly per gram. So you'd pick something up and you think, oh, that's lovely. And you put it on the scales. It's like, oh, that's a bit much. So yeah, there's a lot. But people with baskets, they're just chucking things in baskets and then weighing it at the end. And it's just like, oh my goodness. So you could get carried away quite easily. Yeah, you wouldn't fall into the river with that on, no. I wouldn't want to fall into the river anyway. I don't know about you. Oh, Nicola, I feel like you know me as you've watched me on Jewellery Maker for well over 10 years. Yeah, I was looking back on memories today, and I think my first Jewellery Maker show was 13 years ago. It's like, blimey, it's a long time, isn't it? It's a long time. What was that? Maybe a throat sweet tea. Yeah, I need a throat sweet. I need something to just take the tickle off. It's just a tickle. I'm with you, Herne, says Abby. That's huge. It is huge. That's so you. Yeah, you'd love it, Abby. You really would. But my goodness me, did we ache from walking? Because you don't realise how far you're walking. NEC is huge. Yeah, you have known us that long. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So it's So yeah, you do a heck of a lot of walking. My feet were aching, and my hips were aching. Getting old. My hips were aching. I was like, oh God, I'm stiff. So yeah, when I get out of the car, it was like, you know, doing the evolution of man, like slowly standing up. You saw me covered in chains a long time ago. Yeah, yeah. I was known for my body chains. Yes, I haven't made a body chain in years, but they're lovely things, aren't they? They are lovely, and in fact, I should make one because I do still have a couple, and sometimes I put them on. I think, yeah, they're really nice. They're just so flashy, you know. So yeah, I don't go anywhere to wear that sort of thing anymore. Oh, blimey. So what else? Yeah, we're going back, actually. You're leading nicely on. So yeah, all that time ago, remembering what happened is, when I set this live up, I've been sorting out photographs and folders and things like that on the computer, trying to find I'm just trying to be a bit more organized, really, because I've got like 12,000 photos in my phone and I'm trying to get rid of some so I can use it for videos. And so part of this process is clearing folders. And I found a folder, and it's called Very Early Jewellery. That's what the folder's called. And it's when I first started making jewellery. Some of you know that my first venture into it was just an urge to create with metals. As I used to paint and things like that, and always making things, but I wanted to work with metal, and working with metal just made me think of jewellery. They're small, accessible pieces that I could have a go with metal with. Anyway, I raided my recycle bin because I thought, well, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna see what happens with this metal. What can I make? And I ended up making the piece that was on the cover of this live. So it's like triangles joined together with bits of wire, and that was my first ever play. And then after that, I started making more. I got a bit of a bug for it, and started experimenting with different metals and wires, and so it went from there. And I remember first sort of mastering the techniques and trying, but and made some nice things. So I made some simple rings, learning how to do spirals, and I made some loops and connectors. And back then there wasn't such a thing as Pinterest, and didn't really know much about YouTube. Facebook wasn't around, I don't think, or only just, so there wasn't really anything out there that I'd found to teach me. So I just was playing. Anyway, I decided people started to like what I was doing, my friends and family, and so I started doing a little stall, making a few things, and yeah, and so then I thought, well, I can make a little business. So I called it Adorn Jewellery, and I've got like I was dabbling with oh dear, I was dabbling with photography back then as well. So I took some nice photos on black silk, very old fashioned now. And yeah, made a little collection and made a little catalogue. I had a Christmas catalogue. And yeah, but now when I look back at the jewellery, I just think, wow, that was so simple. And yeah, my loops weren't quite right, my spirals weren't quite right, but it was, people liked it, they were buying it, and it started my journey. I think sometimes you get to a point where you're not seeing your progression anymore, because it's normal to make a spiral, or it's normal to be making designs, and you don't necessarily see your progression. But when you look back at the early things that you've done, you can see your progression, and you might even think, I can't believe that I do it. I can't believe I used to sell that. I can't believe people bought that. I can't believe I was happy enough to put that into a catalogue. But it's your start point, and when you look at it and you can see how much you've grown and how much you've developed, and you think, well, if I could do that, then why can't I do that for the next 10 years? So for me now, I'm not necessarily looking to build more skills with jewelry making, because I've acquired most of the skills. So skills with design, yes, always growing, always developing, always trying to think of new techniques and new strategies to engineer pieces. That I will always do that. So I'll hopefully always progress with that side of it. But for me now, the progression is learning how to promote what I do. Social media, marketing, that sort of thing, because that's the next phase. Without that, nobody's going to see what I do or get on board with what I'm offering, because they won't know about it. So I've got to get good at that stuff. And I have many an evening, including this Saturday, where I stayed up till 11 o'clock, Friday, missed the rugby. I missed an evening with Chris and his mum, because I was trying to film and edit videos to make a 1 minute video. I was up until 11 at night. Did it. I thought I'd done it. And then the next morning, realised when I went to show Chris, oh, this is what I did last night, realised that I'd done it and edited it in software that had, instead of the orientation being portrait, it was portrait. However, it was portrait in the middle of a landscape setting. So actually, when you try and post it and watch it, it's tiny. So I spent all this time making a video that was absolutely useless. And I was, head in my hands, like, what? I don't want to do this. I just, if making jewelry and teaching and demonstrating is what I want to do, but if it means I've got to make videos and promotions and adverts, I don't want to do it. And that is, that's how it gets you. It's like I just am not progressing. I'm just not getting this. I'm frustrated. I'm fed up with spending money on new equipment and it not doing what I need it to do, or not having the skills to actually know how to manage the equipment I've got to its best ability. And you just get into that place where you just think, I am never going to get this. I am never going to get better at this. And then you look back and you think, look at the progress. When I focused on that element, look at the progress I made, look at the transitions I've done. And you do progress. It might be slow and you might not see it because it's spread over a period of time. But when you look back and you can see from this point to this point in one sort of block, then it does give you the confidence. And you think, actually, I did make progress, even though I didn't know I was making progress at the time. So maybe I am making progress now. And I just got to hang on to the fact that in 3 years' time, I don't want to wait 12. In 3 years' time, I will look back and think, crikey, look at the content I was putting out I can't believe I put that out there. And now look what I'm doing. So sometimes it takes that looking back to realize that you're making progress, even though it might not feel fast enough or quick enough. But if you persevere and you stay at it, you do make the progress. You just do. And like recently, I'm helping Chris set up his business platforms, and I'm so grateful that you know how to do this stuff, or that you've done it, because I wouldn't have a clue. And I think, well, yeah, actually, I'm not completely useless. I do know some stuff. And you surprise yourself at what you know. So, yeah, sometimes it's worth looking at what you do from somebody else's perspective as well, because they can see the value in it, even if you can't. And also looking back to see the progress you've made gives you confidence to know that if you're doing this for that period of time, you are going to make progress. So what about you? If that was clear enough, what about you? What have you not noticed you were progressing in, but actually if you look back at the start of your journey, you can really see the progress you've made? Claire, I remember Gemma making her small crafts as a schoolgirl. Yeah, you remember those days, my first little earrings to save the whales. I was really into whales. I still am. I love whales. Whales, the mammals. And I, joined a whale campaign, and I thought, I'll fundraise. So I made some earrings. And Faye made me a little board. My sister made me a board, pin board, to hang them on. And I used to take them to school and sell them. It's crazy to think we've grown up with you and Tom and how life has changed. Yeah, you got a lot. Maybe you met Tom when he was probably about 7, 8. And currently doing this, looking back, Scad just says, looking back at what I've done 10, 15 years ago to see how far I've come. Yeah, because sometimes you just make a little bit of progress in one project, but then the next time you do something, you can bring that skill to it. And you keep acquiring these skills, and then at some point they all come together in one. It's hard to get your product out there when big companies spend thousands. Yes, you're right. You're right. It is hard. I'm excited. Just managed to put a couple of my pieces in a small craft shop adjacent to a busy cafe. Brilliant. That's fantastic, isn't it? Oh, well done, Linda. That is really cool. You're lucky to get this kind of expos that are close-ish. In France, everything is so far away. Well, yeah, France is so humongous, isn't it, as well? Like, I wouldn't even know how to do a video. Yeah, but this is the thing. Nor do I. Just wing it. Get just to pop over. Yeah, like the technical, like how to work stuff. Those are the bits you can get people to help with. It's like when it comes to, you can't, unless you hire somebody to edit your videos and cut your videos and put them into content that people like or is engaging, then it's something you have to learn yourself. Otherwise you're not going to go any further, because in a small business you can't really afford to have somebody doing that for you. The return isn't there. Maybe it would be eventually if you invested, but you've got to have the money to invest in the first place. So I'm definitely not there yet. Confidence in believing in myself, Claire. That's what, yeah, that. So is that something that you didn't have years ago and now you've got a bit more of it? It's very difficult at times to believe in yourself, though. Yeah, it is. It is. You've got to have examples to pull on. Now, I learned a good trick once, which you might find useful, is every time you have that moment of achievement, success. So for you, Linda, like when you've got that lovely feeling now that you're going to put your work in a shop, people like it, they want to display it, they want it in their shop. They could choose a million suppliers, they haven't, they've chosen you, they want your work in that shop. Great. That feels amazing. It fills you with confidence that your work is good, that it's desirable, and that somebody else appreciates your skills. So they have like a band around your wrist, or you don't even have to have anything physical. So every time you get that lovely feeling, squeeze your ear, like really pinch it so you can feel it. Like squeeze your earlobe. That's a nice easy thing to do. So squeeze your earlobe or squeeze your finger, whatever you feel like, but just associate a feeling with an emotional feeling with a physical feeling. Okay, so you do that, and then at times when you need to remember how that feels, do that same thing, and it will eventually, those two things will be linked. So you can have that confidence. You squeeze your ear and it reminds you that you have felt that before. You know what it feels like, and you can get back there. So yeah, so try it. You know, if every time you get a good feeling, pinch your earlobe, and then when you get those feelings of doubt or fear or worry or anxiety, you do that to bring you back into that place where you felt good. And that's a tip that I was given a long time ago, and it does work. It does work. All right, hold on, I've missed a few messages. Confidence, yeah, it's very difficult. Marriage, we first fell crazy in love, but now we've got a strong marriage and been through so much together. Okay, yeah, so yeah, even looking back at things you've had to build and grow, and yeah, that's nice. It's a nice way of framing it. Sylv, I made your design from JM, 11th of the 1st, 22, with copper sheet this weekend. I found the kit unopened on Friday. Wow. Oh, what was that? I mean, what was it? I can't remember. 11th of the 1st, 22. So like 3 years ago. I wonder what it was. I have a workshop on Thursday afternoon. If anybody would like to experiment with copper sheet, I've got a getting started with sheet metal workshop, 3 hours on Thursday afternoon from 2:30 till 5:30, and it covers, you know, taking the shears to your metal, filing it, polishing it, punching or drilling holes, and then texturing it, and then using it in jewellery. So that's on Thursday afternoon. It's £25 for the afternoon course, and you get a recording as well, so you get to keep the recording once it's done, so that you can refer back to it. Lisa, I make for myself, family and friends who are always telling me I should be selling my things but not confident enough. It's difficult making that step to selling, isn't it? To putting it out there and putting a value on your work, a monetary value. It is difficult. But, you know, people are buying jewellery from somewhere. It might as well be you. Do you know what I mean? And you might as well be getting some of your money back. So, you know, just try it, but don't go too low on your price. So you take your tentative steps, but, you know, be fair to yourself with your price. Get somebody else to sell it. That's the other thing. I'm terrible at selling. The face-to-face selling, I'm absolutely terrible at it. I hate it. I always feel, I say a price, I feel like, oh, yeah, it's this much. You know, like, stop it. So it's good to have somebody else sell it for you. So, you know, maybe if you've got a friend that is also creative and needs to start selling, maybe you do each other's stalls. That's a nice way. Like, my brother, he sells his work. I mean, Ben is like absolutely loves what he does, and sells quite confidently because he is passionate about his work. And he's got, yeah, price tags on, and what he does is he tries to make things for different budgets. So he'll use an expensive wood for his £4,000 tables, but he'll use a cheaper wood for a table that could perhaps be in somebody's £600-700 budget. So he does things across the board, and he can diversify like that. And so you can with your jewellery. But when I've done stalls like side by side with my brother, he can sell my jewellery better than I can, you know. And so can Chris. He sells my jewellery. He's always telling me off for being terrible at it and not proudly showing what I do. Oh, crikey. I hate that side of the business, the social media stuff. Yeah, it's just difficult. It's like a foreign language to us, our generation. Like I don't know how old you are, Nicola, but like my son, he's grown up with it, and he he makes little videos just for his daily life. It's just like what they do. You know, just do a daily life one. And I think, oh, that's so good. Like, that's a really engaging little video. And it's just about, you know, his journey to university this morning. But it's a language they speak, isn't it? And it's like we haven't grown up with that language, and so we don't have, it's not second nature to us. I was a leader who was scared of wire. A beader, I think, maybe. I was scared of wire, but thanks to you, I'm now happy to make my own findings, etc. See, that's great, isn't it? Because yeah, making your own findings can really transform your designs, and you don't have to be limited. I always find findings are the most tricky element to source, because every design needs a different clasp to finish it, or a different finish, or different size or scale or shape, so that it works in with the design, because it can make or break a design, I think. And so yeah, just being able to at least make your own findings is really helpful. So I'm glad that's thanks to me, Mary. That makes me very happy. Leslie, I have come on leaps and bounds once I gained more confidence. The creative confidence course was certainly a catalyst for that. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. I've been doing the creative confidence journey again myself, because of the shows for Chalmers Gems on Mondays, and I'm working through the I'll try and catch it before it tickles. Through the principles of design each week. I've been watching back the replays from the creative confidence courses that I've done. I've done 3 separate ones with 3 separate sets of students. And like the other day, Leslie, I watched one back on symmetry with you and Abby and Sarah and Linda and Claire and Gail. And I've been watching them back, and it's so lovely to see all those light bulb moments that you all had, especially you, Leslie. I think you were like, had some amazing sort of light bulb moments that were more affirmations for you, that you knew what you were doing, and it was lovely to watch. It's been really nice. I've really enjoyed going back. I feel like I've been with you all for the last week or so. I agree, Leslie, that helped me a lot too. Yeah, that confidence to design and show what you do and talk through the process of the design, what led you there. That's a nice thing to be able to do. It's a story, isn't it? You need to get your kids to help, I reckon, as they are all good at videos. I can see the huge difference in my design from when I started to now. Yeah, so the kind of projects you take on can be more ambitious as you go through. And it is good to look back and see the start and what you're producing now. And like I know I know that I'm going to start getting better at video and content creation, because it's what I'm focusing on. So surely I can't stay stuck. I'm going to have to get better. But that, just know it, just in those moments of complete frustration when you just think, I'm not going to get this. Just taking that time to think, hang on, I've been here before. I've been a novice at something before. I've been underconfident before, and that changed. So there's no reason why this can't change. So yeah, that's a little snippet I'd like you to take away today. Think of whenever you're feeling underconfident with some new acquisition or new skill or new technique, look at the first time you started, what you do now proficiently. So what is it you do now really well? And then look at your first few attempts and think, actually, I progressed then, I can do the same now. I'll try that tip. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome. Fake it till you make it. That's what Sue taught me, and I've always kept with it. Yeah, that was my motto for years. You agree, Leslie? It helped you, says Tony. I'll try that tip. Yeah, Isabel, I never had the confidence to sell my makes, but I'm nearly there. I just need to decide how to go about it. Stalls do not tempt me. I admire all the people who have stalls. I don't have the energy. Gemma's workshops are great, says Isabel. Yay! We can do a millput course, please. I'm going to have a go. I'm going to try this technique with milliput and see if it works. If it does, I'll put a workshop on. yeah, it's about it. Stalls aren't for everyone. They're just not. Some people love a stall, but it's a minefield picking the right ones, finding ones that the cost benefits outweigh, where where the price point is. It's got to be reassuringly expensive, I think. Like when somebody says, "Oh, it's £10 for a stall," you kind of think. There's not much, you can't lose much, can you, if it's that you haven't got to sell much to make your money back. But then you can almost guarantee that there's not going to be the marketing behind it or the footfall that you might need to make sales that warrant your 30 hours preparing and the whole day stood behind a stall. It's a lot, isn't it? It's a lot. I feel have found that the best sales or the shows that are the best are the ones that are heavily marketed, because you get the marketing beforehand as well. So my brother Ben, he's just got the opportunity. It's invite only. I don't think you can just tout for it, but he was invited by the BBC Gardeners World Live to have a stall. They'd seen his work and said, "We'd love to have you as a stall holder." I won't tell you how much the pitch fee is, but it's quite expensive. It's actually a lot of money, but the footfall is guaranteed at sort of 50,000 or something, and it's a ticketed event, which means people have paid to come to see stuff, so they're really serious. And the marketing beforehand has been exceptional and has already generated him links and leads to his site, and got people interested and engaged, and his social media presence is moving up. So in some ways, the pitch fee has already been come back to him really with exposure. So that's fantastic. So, and also like networking with other exhibitors who may collaborate on things. So yeah, so it's a gamble when you look at how much that's going to cost. You think that's a lot. It's a big outlay. It's a big risk, but sometimes the exposure is really good. So I would say if you're going to do fairs, pick ones where you're going to get the best marketing, even if they cost a bit more to do. And always ones where people pay to come in, I think always are better, because the people that do arrive there are serious. They're there and they want to make the best use of their ticket price, by buying things that they can't buy anywhere else. And there's shops and things that you get a commission for. You take a cut when it sells. That's a really great option. Private parties, I always find they're great. Like you sell Tupperware, you go to someone's house, you set up. They've always been good for me. So yeah, lots of other ways. You don't have to be a stall holder. Etsy shops, but not on the high street. Those sort of stalls, all good ways of doing it. Tony, used to do stores years ago, but can't get out to do them now, as you're disabled and you don't drive anymore, so can only do online, which can be hard. Yeah, it can be. It is tough. But again, if you're going to be selling online, use platforms that do that, where people know to go to Etsy to buy a handmade necklace, don't they? Or they know to go to Not on the High Street, or various other platforms that people use. That's where people go. That's where your customers go. So go where your customers go. Like I've got some things to sell on my website, but the only reason people know it's there is because they know me. So it's not I'm not really selling jewelry at the moment. It's not why people come to me, is it, to buy jewelry? They come to me for workshops and teaching and demonstrations and things. So if I'm going to be serious about selling, which I will be later in the year, then I will be selling via a different platform that might link to my website, but going to find my audience rather than expecting them to come and find me. Hi Gemma, I think I might set myself a challenge. I've never done a video, but this week I will research and see how it's done and do a how-to doc. Collywobbles just thinking about it. Joe, yes, good luck. It is difficult. There are tools out there that help. I'm trying a new tool out this week, so hopefully it might work and you'll see some better videos from me. Joe, we were never preoccupied with sharing our lives, Gemma, too busy living it. Yeah, Joe, there is that, isn't there? Yeah. I remember that so much. That course was amazing, taught me so much jewelry making and in yourself. Yeah, and confidence in yourself. Yeah, it was a great course, Abby. Isabel, I'm actually making my own designs now. I never had the confidence before I did the creative confidence course. Yeah, you've got some wonderful designs, amazing ideas. Your brain is incredibly active with ideas, and I know at the moment Isabel came on a workshop the other day but can't actually do the workshop because she's got a sprained finger, of all things. But of course you just can't wire work with a sprained finger. No matter what you do, it's just not going to work. It's going to hurt. So and Isabel like extremely frustrated at not being able to create because she is born to create. So we're trying to run through ideas of what to do whilst her finger's recovering, so that as soon as she's recovered she can get straight on with it. I mean, we had a nice time anyway. Have you got an atomizer? Eucalyptus is great. Yeah, I've got some eucalyptus oil downstairs. I should put some of that in the, yeah, I've got a little, not an atomizer, but I've got an oil burner. My daughter has this. She is 15 and helps a lot. She finds the torch on my iPhone. I've been asked to make my friend's wedding jewellery. Such an honour, really looking forward to it. We are meeting up to discuss design next Sunday. I would have been so hesitant in the past. Oh, Leslie, that is an honour. That's so exciting. It's quite a lot of pressure, isn't it, making wedding jewellery? But oh, how you can go to town with wedding jewellery. That's so exciting. I love making wedding jewellery. I absolutely love it. I love the process of talking about what do you want. I'm jealous for you. But that sounds great. And I'm very glad that you feel happy to take it on and not daunted. That's brilliant. Yes, you will do a fab job. Mary agrees. Yeah, Etsy is expensive before you sold. Yeah, it is. You just got to factor that into the price of your product. Good luck, says thanks, Mary. I agree, Abby. It is from what I've seen from others. Yeah, it is, and they've changed their fee system. So I haven't used Etsy for a long time, and it is expensive. But you got to just factor that into the price of your product and think actually, if your jewelry's not being seen, it's not going to sell. So it's better than it not selling, not being seen. Do you know what I mean? What tool are you using, Gemma? Canva, Camtasia? Well, I've used Canva for things. I've not really used Canva for the videos, but I believe there are some good templates which I might try. I'm just going to try something called CapCut. So that's what I'm going to be trying today. Early results quite good actually. So I'll try the free version and then see if I'm getting on with it and can see it. I will then get the more advanced version. But so far it's looking good. It uses AI to help analyze clips and know which bits to cut, because that's the bit that takes me forever, is cutting the clips, because you just don't know what to keep and what to get rid of, and that's the bit that takes me for absolute effort. No, for that I've been using a Filmora, but that's great for landscape, but it doesn't work on the portrait, so I need something that does everything. Look at driving a car. Why, that was hard to begin with, and now we drive without thinking about it. Yes, Nicola. Yeah. You need to be careful. Fingers better. Thanks for the tips to feel creative despite not making. Oh, you're welcome. Hopefully they work. So now you've got a catalogue of projects to start. I just had the postie bring me a box of gemstones. It was nice of him. That was very nice of him. Oh, Tony, nice way to start the week. Yes. Have yours arrived, Isabel? I know you're waiting for your order from your China order. I'm looking forward to seeing all those goodies. Right, guys, I'm going to get on with the demonstration. One, because this cough isn't getting any better and I'm feeling really tickly. Two, I've had you for an hour already. And three, I really need the loo. So I'm going to start this demonstration. So, but first, before I do that, no, I'll do that after. Right. So demonstration number 5, box number 5 is the one that has the most votes. So let's delve in. Box number 5 is herringbone. This one. Now then, I haven't done this one for a long time, so hopefully I remember how to do it. So, but this is a lovely little technique. So this is a herringbone that I've done as a little connector. But you can do these, you can do this technique on a ring or anything really. So, and I've got a tiny one here as well, which is really cute. So there it is, but tinier. So yeah, well, let's have a go at doing that. See if I can remember how to do it. This will be fun. I should really check this out before I do it, shouldn't I? Right, so I'm going to use a 1mm wire as my base. So you want a base wire that can take a bit of pulling. Not done it for a while as a refresher is good. I haven't done it for a while, so I'm going to have to refresh myself as I do this. Right, so I'm going to use a 1mm wire as the base because you'll want something a bit sturdier so that as you're pulling the wires around and making the herringbone pattern, your base wire isn't too flimsy. So I'm going to use this one. You could go down lower, depending on the scale that you're doing. So I would say if you were going down to a 0.6 base wire, then your weaving wire is going to have to be a 0.3, 0.25, or your wire for making the herringbone pattern. And then you can go up and use the scale from there. But 0.8 with a 0.4 would work. I'm going to go 0.4 and 1mm. That's not 4, that's 6. There's my 4. Let me find a bead. I'll use one of the beads that I've got to use tonight. Got some lovely beads for tonight. So tonight's show on Charmers Gems Instagram channel at 6 p.m. is all about symmetry, and I've got a lovely demonstration for you with wire, but I also have a beading thread demonstration. So for you beaders out there, there's a beady one as well. So I'll be showing you how to create sort of mandala designs with gemstones, and I have gemstones in a variety, the same gem but in a variety of sizes, which really gives a lot of scope for beading designs and graduations and all sorts of lovely technique. I'll show you the pieces in a minute, but I'm so busting for the loo, so I don't know if I'm going to get through this. Right, I'm going to bring the camera over and pop it down onto my desk. I'm going to have to flip it upside down, aren't I, because otherwise I'm all back to front for you. So look away now if you feel vertigo. Turn you around. Put that there. See if I can get that to stay. How's that? There we go. Right, so I have a bead. Let's check that my wire goes through it. Got a bead. My wire's gone through it nicely. And that's 1mm wire and a little. This is a 10mm bead. But like I said, you can do different size beads. It's fine. And then in fact, I'm going to use a 0.6 wire because I think it's soft enough and I think it will show you the technique better. So this is a 0.6mm wire on here. And let's change my camera so that you can see me a bit easier. Bring the settings up to here. There we go. Right then. So Oh, you're waiting. You haven't opened it yet. Oh, it's your craft group tonight. You can't join. All right, Mary, maybe you can catch it on a replay. You've won a Monday mystery comp. Ooh, that sounds exciting. Wonder what you've won. Okay, so 0.6 wire and 1 mil with a gemstone through the middle. And then I'm going to take a nice, decent size, decent length of my 0.6 mil wire, because can't quite remember how much I use, but it looks like quite a lot. So I've got about 1 meter of 0.6 wire here, and I'm going to start off by just taking the 0.6 wire that I've cut to the center of that length. So I've got 50 centimeters ish either side, and then I'm just going to wrap around. Now you can let the bead fall off at this point. Wrap around so the wire is wrapped around like that, and I've got 2 wires across the top. They're crossing over, 1 wire like that. Okay, and then I'm going to pop my bead on. All right, so the wires are on the top and they're going to stay on the top. So I'm going to take this wire around the bead. So one from one side around the bead, hold the wire next to the bead like that, and take the wire around and just hook it under like so. Just checking I'm doing it right. Yeah. Okay, and then take the other wire around, go over and take the wire around like that. Okay, and then all we're going to do is going to take it in turns doing the same thing. So now I'm going to go around the gemstone and always come in under. Is that right? No, over the bead and tuck him round, and then the other one over and tuck round. Okay, and then we go to the other side, over and round, over and round, and we just keep going like that. So other side, ring over and round. So you're pulling it round the gemstone. What's happened here? I've got that crossed over. Hang on. Maybe I need to go all the way. No, don't go all the way around. Sorry, guys. Something's happened here. The wires are crossing instead of going on top, and I'm not sure why. What am I doing wrong? Right. Let me try this again. Get rid of that. I did something wrong. I'm not quite sure what. Let's try again. Scrap that then. See, this is when I need video skills. I could edit that out, couldn't I, and pretend that I just knew all along what to do. Right. Start that again. Right, so wrapping it around. Okay, so over the top and wrap round. Over the top and wrap round. Okay, I think I know. I think you only need 1 wire. I think that's the case. So let me just try something before I tell you what to do. Over, round. Yes, 1 wire. Okay, so let's start again. I started right and I just forgot to get rid of a wire. So I'm going to have lots of scraps from my wire tab, aren't I? Right then, let's do this again. Where's my bead gone? Here it is. So I've got about 1 meter of wire, and I'm going to just give myself just this short length at this end. and then I'm going to wrap it around. So exactly as we did before, but this time we've only got a short length this end, and we're going to get rid of that in a moment. But before we do, this just helps to keep the balance. So if you take this wire now round the side, the short wire around the side of the gemstone, and take it and hook it round like that. So you've hooked it nicely around the gemstone, and then we can get rid of that wire. Okay, so trim it off. So we've just got that hooked on one side. Okay, give that a little squeeze in to tuck it in out the way. All right then. So now we've got one wire that we're working with, and we're just going to take it in turns, going round the gem and hooking it around the core wire. So we're going to take this round to this side, hook it around all the way so it's at the top again, and then we go around the gemstone over to the end, and we're going to wrap the wire all the way around so it's at the top again, and then we take it around the gemstone, hook it all the way around so it's at the top again, and we just keep going backwards and forwards like this. Now what's going to happen is it's going to travel further up the core and give you this elongated, almost like this elongated look. So it's up to you whether you allow, what I like to do is allow the wires that you take around to go underneath one another, because then it makes it nice and neat and even. Or you can do it the other way and let them go on top of each other. Okay, but just be consistent. Oh dear, I'm definitely coming down with something, aren't I? Okay, so drag the wire, pull the wire nice and straight, pull it against the gemstone, let the wire sit underneath the wires on the side of the gem, and then take it all the way around the wire, the core wire, and over the top, and then the same. So make sure it's pulled nice and straight and taut around the gemstone. Let it sit underneath the wires that are going around already. Hold it in place and then take the wire all the way around. Pull it off nice and even around the side of the gemstone all the way over, and just keep going until you've got the desired look. Okay, so let that sit underneath it like so. And these make great connectors or lovely earrings. Yeah, but great for connectors, you know, just to add it into a rosary link here or there, just to add a bit of interest in your chain. Also makes your gemstones go a bit further because you're spacing them out, and it's framing them, isn't it? So it looks quite nice. Now if you wanted to make a whole bangle in this way, rather than connecting it, you can just cut this length that you want and just add the next bead and do the same again, and then the next bead until you've gone all the way around a bracelet or a bangle. But that's the technique that you can do to create this lovely design. So what are you going to do with yours? Okay, so you can turn it like that. This is why this is quite nice for rings, because if you bend the wire around either side, because of how they overlap on the sides like this, you see I just push those now so that they're lining up. That makes nice shoulders on a ring. You see, obviously this is a bit big, but you can see how that works really well in ring designs. Or if you flatten it back out, you can just literally pop. For the last one, just wrap, make sure that's wrapped around nice and tight, and you can just pop a loop on the end. I'll trim that down about 1 centimetre to make my loop. as a little loop, and then this end, maybe you can you could do a spiral, or you could thread another bead on, whatever you want really. Another loop, got a nice little earring. The nice thing is as well, it looks nice front and back, so it doesn't matter if it's in an earring, it doesn't matter if it spins round, or in a necklace it can spin round and look lovely either way. Okay, well, that's easier than you thought it would be. Well, it's easier than I tried to make it look as well, Tony. Yeah, I made that look really difficult, didn't I? So it's just one wire that goes round backwards and forwards rather than two. It looks like it should be two. And I think there is a version that I was trying to achieve there where you have one wire going round one side and one the other, so that it makes it the same both sides. But I think I probably need a bit more practice, judging by that. But yeah, nice and simple. It's a nice project to start with, and a great one to evolve. So again, let me see how you evolve it. I'd love to see what you create and how you use it in your designs this week. Yeah, make a ring. Let me see, Marjorie, how it goes. Hopefully that wasn't too complicated. Well, I think I might film a video after, just showing it in isolation properly from start to finish. Right, let me bring you back up and I'll tell you a little bit about what's going on this. In fact, whilst the camera's there, let me show you what I've got to show you for tonight, because it's easier to show you on the mat. So tonight I have something called Rings on Strings, which is very exciting. So it's gemstone rings, but they come on these amazing cords that are pre-done for you with lovely sliders. So you can adjust the length of your cord, so you don't have to do your own slidey knots or cords. So these lovely little gemstone sliders to adjust the length. And you get these gemstone rings on a string. And I just thought, well, you know what, they're gorgeous on their own, but there's so many ways we can use a ring of gemstone. So this is one of the designs that I've done. This is the aventurine ring, and then I've got these chrysoprase chips, which are absolutely gorgeous. So that's one design there. What else have I got? Oh yeah, so beading. Because I've got a variety of gemstones, so I will be talking a lot about symmetry as well. So there's a nice little chat about symmetry, why we use it, where it's useful, blah blah blah. And then this is another design. So this is a beaded collar using different size gemstones to create these lovely curves and create these lovely solid collars. Loads of ways to evolve that as well. So that's a lovely one. And then taking that a bit further, I've got this one. Ooh. So this is using a particular weave technique with your gemstones to create interesting beaded designs, give you the collar look, and that's really good fun. And the reason you're able to do this design is because we've got these gemstones in 3 sizes, which gives you the lovely variation. So there's another design that I will be bringing you, and on that theme, I'll be showing you how to create a beaded design like this as well, so creating pendants. And what else? Oh yeah, here's another ring on string, this one. So just giving you some ideas really of how you can use those rings as part of a design rather than just on their own. And then this is the other one that I've got, an amethyst one with these gorgeous amethyst beads and some wire work there. And there's a few more hanging around, but I'll show you those later. So join me on Charmers Gems Instagram page live at 6 o'clock this evening. So I'm trying not to make you too dizzy. Hello. We're back. Is that going to hold? Yeah. No. There we go. I love that. We'll have a go. That's nice. I like that. I'll make a ring. Yeah, good. Easier than you thought. Yeah, even though I tried to make it complicated. Leslie, thank you, Gemma. It's a bright but cold day up here, so going away to make homemade soup. Oh yeah, nice. Love the rings. Yes, they're lovely, Linda. You'll be there tonight, Tony. Good. I'll see you there. Sil, thank you, Gemma. You're welcome. Lisa, can we all give Gemma a thumbs up? Yes, please do. It really helps push the videos. Actually give me an audience for the videos that I'm going to make. So yeah, please do that, because otherwise I'm going to be great at making videos and have nobody to watch them. So I need it all to go at the same pace. Right, okay, so spend the week looking back at some of the things that you know you've progressed at, and hopefully that give you confidence to take on the next challenge and know with a level of certainty that you are going to improve and things will get easier and better and you will be more proficient. And I'll tell myself the same, and I'll keep persevering with the videos. Glad I caught you live today. Managed to nearly finish a full set of acrylic nails on myself. Oh my goodness, well done. I always feel you need a good manicure when you're showing jewellery to people. Well, yes, but unfortunately, that just doesn't happen in my life. See you tonight, Isabel. Hope you get better soon. Thanks, Kim. Nicola. Yeah, I feel okay. Just it's very tickly. Right then. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great week. I'll see you tonight on Charmers. Maybe I'll see you on Thursday afternoon for the Get Started with Sheet Metal workshop. You can book that over on my website, www.gemmacrow.com/workshops. Have a look. There's a few others on there. They stop at the end of March because I've got other things going on that I will tell you all about next Monday. Right. Have a lovely week. I will see you whenever I see you.